Nitin Bhadauria. I head Tracxn Syndicate vertical at Tracxn. Tracxn Syndicate is a marketplace side of Tracxn. We started last year. As you know, Tracxn primarily has been a research platform, but Syndicate is a marketplace division where we help interesting startups to raise funds from value-added investors. Now, interestingly, this is being done by likes of Let's Venture and AngelList. We are trying to do it in a different way. We are getting curate companies backed by our 150 plus analyst team to get funded from investors. Now, the candidates which we are looking forward to probably should have like 5-6 skills, which I'll name it. One, they should have shown some consistent performance across their career. So instead of, let's say, a spike in career, we would prefer someone who has grinded throughout their career, because we believe that that person usually performs a lot better. Second, we are very direct to the point company, so we don't like overselling. We prefer someone who put company's goal over and above their individualistic goals. So these are some of the traits which we look forward to in a candidate. In terms of skill set, we are generally looking for smart guys, but someone with a background of investment, if they help the company raise funds, would be preferred. But I individually belong to a very general profile, and so we are open for different set of skill sets. Now, last 1 year has been very encouraging for Tracxn Syndicate. I think we pride ourselves at Tracxn to have a very lean culture. So what it means is we actually scaled up to 6,000 plus investors as part of this platform, which is 4 times bigger than our nearest competitor. They took 4 years to scale to this level. We did in 1 year. So in terms of culture, we actually have been mentioning all our JD. We are a no frill company. So we don't pride ourselves in, let's say, giving free cabs or free freebies. In fact, we focus on our intangibles. So first part, I think the one thing which we learned at Tracxn was that how can you be super productive within 10 hours of a day. So we pride ourselves in the fact that you can achieve, you can move the mountains in within 10 hours of a day. So our founders in fact don't encourage us to work beyond our office hours. And the reason being because we are building this company for a long haul. We are touching base all the ecosystem part of a startup. So we are here for next 10 years. So we don't want our candidates to get burned out within, let's say, 2-3 years. So that's one. So one intangible is that you get to be super productive, and because you're super productive, you get to head many departments. You get more responsibilities because there's so much to do at Tracxn. So you get exposed to different verticals. So one day you're doing fundraising, second day you probably are working in some events vertical, and so on and so forth. Third is we work with our 50% or 60% of our employees are from top tier schools. So you get to work with like-minded individuals who understand you, who can get things done within a Zivi. So I think that's also one perk. And fourth, it's very decentralized culture. So we get to take our own decisions. So we don't have to go through chains of bureaucracy or leadership like that. So we definitely pride ourselves, having, let's say, probably 10 to 15 leaders who can start running their own verticals. So at Tracxn Syndicate, the deal starts either as an inbound. So a startup would like to raise funds, they approach us. So that's a diligence team's job to understand about that startup, curate it, and see whether this market is interesting. So they finally vet it whether this deal is interesting or not. Then they hand it over to a transaction team. Transaction team responsibility is essentially an investment banking responsibility. That person work with founder, figure out the round size, valuation, select the right set of investors, approach them, explain them why this deal is interesting, and finally close the deal. Then the third responsibility is, of course, that you have to have a lot of investors with you, right? So that's the angel growth responsibility, team responsibility. They figure out throughout the world that who are the potentially good investors who are looking forward to invest in India. So for example, if there's a Chinese investor or Korean investors, they want to invest in India. So this team's responsibility to understand who are these Chinese investors who are interested to invest in India, how do we approach them, how do we onboard them, how do we retain them. So that essentially Angel's growth responsibility. And then finally, once the deal is done, then someone has to look through the paperwork process where understanding the right terms, negotiating with the investor, and finally getting money wired. That's the deal ops team responsibility. So essentially, the whole department is divided into 4 parts. So diligence, transaction, onboarding of investors, and fourth is deal closure. So if any of the vertical suits interest you, would be more than happy to talk.